Yes, yeah, exactly.
Can I tell Daniel?
As long as you promise not to say anything.
Yeah.
I was going to make an announcement when I get back. Actually, we have a lantern board retreat coming up in March.
Okay. He's usually extremely good. There's a lot of shit he doesn't tell me from work, so it's good. Well, I like to hear him out on things, you know.
Yeah.
Be his trusted partner. Okay. All right, I got to get this call started because Zoom is on me.
Okay, well, have some fun.
Okay.
Talk to you later.
All right, thank you, friend.
You too, friend.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. God, it's so bright. Mm. Hey, come on, babe. Did you knock down the water again? Okay. Ugh.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Hi, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Hi.
Hey,
Mary has a good camera.
it's a good life.
A good camera.
Uh-huh.
I'm dark. You're dark.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
I've been banished to Greg's office, which has a very dim light in it, but because he has
Yeah.
4 computer banks in here, so.
here's a hint for Zoom meetings. If you set your computer screen to brighter, that light will cast back on your face and light you up.
Oh, good. I got to do that. Mine's a little laptop, so
Right.
it's kind of difficult. But there's Mr. Matson.
There's Steve. Hi, Steve. You got audio?
Sorry, you couldn't hear me. I was muted. I said good evening, everybody, and I don't even have it on a laptop. I have it on an iPad. So
Okay. Well, we'll just take a minute or so. We still have people getting on.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just gonna go mute and listen. So enjoy, Jerry.
Okay, thank you, Steve. I know that Dan and Jeff Sturgis are not going to be attending, okay?
Oh, Dan Hagen's not going to be here?
Yeah, he just sent me an email.
No one else is showing up right now.
Well, I know Ken's going to and Russell is going to. Have not heard negatively from anybody else, so I figure people are just getting on.
Hi, everybody.
Again.
Hey, Ken. We're just waiting a couple more minutes for people to log on, okay?
Okay.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Ken.
Oh, and we have Steve here too. Hi, Steve.
He's gonna listen in.
Yay.
He's good. He's.
I don't think I've seen you since quarantine.
No, he's hit the mute button. So.
He still looks the same.
Yeah, he does.
He does, doesn't he?
Oh.
Yeah, we're just gonna wait another couple minutes, Steph, for a couple other people to.
That's fine.
Okay, doke.
We're just waiting for Skip and Russell and Don.
Okay.
And possibly Tim. Okay.
Tim's on.
Tim's on.
Tim's on.
Hi, Tim.
Well, I don't see him. Is he just on audio or?
Nope,
Nope,
it's
he's
not
there.
visual.
There he is. Good evening, Mr. Griswold.
Good evening.
We're glad you're here. We're just waiting for a couple more minutes to see, for a couple more people to get on, okay?
Sure.
Russell's joining.
Hey, Russ.
Hi, Russ.
Hi, how are you?
All right, and you?
Good.
Long time no see.
Yeah.
Okay.
It feels like it went by quick since the last meeting. Just
It
me?
is, actually. So we're just waiting for Skip and Don. I know Skip is planning on attending. Okay. Hey Russ, before we start, thank you for sending me that Excel spreadsheet. It's perfect for what I want to do.
Good. You're welcome. Yeah. No need to handwrite anything.
Oh, please.
It's old school.
Easy to make changes when it's typed, right?
We'll,
Yeah.
we'll talk more about that when we get into the agenda, but
Yeah. Yeah. It
it's
needs
a
to be.
lifesaver for me. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, gonna give it 2 more minutes and then we'll start, okay?
Okey-doke.
Anybody who comes on can just jump on and then, so we'll go at 7:04.
John, have you moved from that spot since last night?
No, I'm still your same shirt, right?
John and I have subsequent meetings every month because we have the church meeting on Tuesdays, and
Right.
so every month we're.
Okay. Here we go.
Yeah,
Don just got on.
Got anybody else on?
Yeah,
Don
Don
just got on.
Don's on? Okay,
He's not quite all here yet, but his name is.
right. And then just skip. Okay. All right, I think we should get started. I'm calling this meeting to order at 7:03 p.m. And you should have an agenda in front of you, okay? And some communications that I sent you earlier in the week. If not, don't worry about it, okay? We can review things that we need to review. But I'd like to find out if there's anybody else other than the people that I've already taken the attendance of on with us from the public. John, anybody? Nope, okay.
Nope.
All right, we don't have any guests. Okay, and we do have minutes from January 13th, 2021, the minutes from the last meeting to approve. So if you just take a minute and quick scan and let me know, and then somebody make a motion, please, to accept as they are or accept as corrected. If you see any corrections.
I make a motion to accept the minutes as they appear.
Okay, anybody want to second it?
I'll second it.
Okay, who was that?
Russell.
We're all okay, Russell. Okay. All right, moving on. Communication. The only communication that I received was an email from Mr. Griswold, which I forwarded to you about how we might go about actually utilizing the funds that have already been approved, and we'll get into that more when we get to that item on the agenda, okay? And what I did send to both the boards of selectmen and the boards of finance.
It's broken up.
Sorry,
The sound is.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
What's going on?
I think someone just needs to mute themselves.
Oh, okay. You can hear me though, right? Yeah, okay, good. So there are 2 communications that I sent. One was a quick update on the format that Mr. Griswold recommended to me for both the boards of finance and the boards of selectmen on an update of what we're doing. And then the second one was a response to that communication from Tim to both the boards of selectmen and the boards of finance, and we'll get into those when we need to, okay? But you have copies of them, and I forwarded them all to you. All right, let's move on to old business. Business Community Organizational Survey. John has worked diligently on this survey, buffeted it back and forth between Stephanie and me and other people to do whatever corrections. It seems like it's ready to go though, John. Do you think so now that we got that grid corrected?
Yep, it's ready to go. It's just, when do you want it to go out and how do you want it to go out is the questions.
Right. So if you haven't submitted your contact to John, you've got to do it, okay? I don't want this to go out any later than next Friday, John. I think we need to do it next week, the end of the week. What do you think? Everybody.
Yeah, I mean, let's just pick a date so I can get it out quickly.
All
I mean, it's
right.
not, the business one is not going to be that difficult because there's not many people. It's the broader one later on, which may be. a
Oh, the
little-
broader one later on, we'll work on. Yeah, well, I've started to work on the questions and that already, and
Okay.
Stephanie and I will keep working on that. So if you have not submitted your contacts, and I know that I'm still waiting for Janet Sturgis's contact. She doesn't have a computer, so she is going to, I talked to her this morning, she's still going to try to do some and get them to me. So if you can please, if you have not submitted your contacts, you need to do it. Okay, this survey is important. It's to touch on a community that we would like to have input into the process. Okay. Anybody
Jerry,
have a problem or a question?
Jerry, before I make my calls, I need 2 basic pieces of information. What date should they start looking for it? And what email address is it coming from? I
Right.
can't make calls to people until I have those 2 basic pieces of information.
Okay.
What date is it going out? And what email address is it coming from?
Okay, it would have been nice to get a call about that a little sooner than today when those were due,
Okay,
but
okay.
that's okay, Mary, we'll work on it.
So one question, so Nancy's calling in? Who's that? Do you know who that is?
No,
She wouldn't be calling for somebody else? It just
No.
says Nancy. Yeah, it just says Nancy. So I'm not gonna admit her.
she could be a member of the public.
Okay,
You can put her on. If she's a member of the public, when we get to public comment, if she wants to speak, she can speak, okay? All right, I mean, this is an open meeting, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Russell, yeah. Hi, Nancy. It's not Nancy. Okay,
Is she on?
he's on.
He's on.
It's actually Skip.
It's Skip.
It's-
Yeah.
I was
just
having
gonna
a hard
say
time getting
Nancy.
in.
Oh, there he is. Hi, Skip. Okay, took me a minute. Didn't make the connection. Okay, Mary, to answer your question, John asked me the same thing. And I think we need to decide what to do. I was thinking that I was going to create a Gmail account just for this committee. Okay, a separate Gmail account. So that, because down the road, if there are any communications that come in from emails from anybody, I can separate them from my own account. Would that work for you, John, if I did that?
That's perfect.
Okay, then I will do that tomorrow. All right, I'll make up that account. So Mary, there will be an email account, and I'm going to label it the Lymes Senior Center Building Committee. It's gonna, that's gonna be the name of the account. So when people see it, they'll know. Okay.
Okay, that's good. This is something I asked you about last month, and I know we chatted on the phone about it. It's just for business people who get hundreds of emails every day, you got to make it as easy as possible for them to find what you're asking them to do.
Right. All right. Well, when you contact them, you let them know it will be coming from our committee, which is what we've been talking about for 2 months now. Okay.
Yep.
So that should solve that problem. All right. Secondly, a date. I think next Friday at the latest. What's that date? I don't have a calendar in front of me, folks.
I mean, I don't really want to set it on a Friday. Can we just pick Thursday?
Thursday. Okay. Which is, what's the date?
That would be the 18th.
18th. Really? Wow.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So Mary, the 18th, and it's going to come from that email. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any other questions about that particular survey that anybody has? I know everybody that I've contacted so far has been really positive about wanting to participate. So I hope you get a similar response. Okay.
Yeah, I've had no one everyone thought it was great. I told everyone that I spoke with that I would send out an email a day or two before it was going as a reminder that it was coming. And now that, so if you could send out an email, that email address to everyone so we know.
Yeah.
And
I'll do a tickler kind of email. Okay, so I'll do
I'll send an email to everybody that I spoke to on Wednesday to look for it.
Okay, and then I'm going to send that tickler email out on, let's say, Thursday, on Tuesday. How's that? The
Yep.
16th? Okay, okay. From new account, okay. All right. Okay, any other questions about that, or can we move on? All right, hi, Don, by the way. Can he hear us?
He looks frozen.
He's on mute.
Okay. Okay, I don't have my cell phone here, otherwise I'd call his wife and tell him to turn off his mute, but that's okay. We'll get him. All right, let's move on. Under new business, our next survey after this one, we were thinking to do sometime no later than mid-March. Now that we will have a new account, a Gmail address set up, very much the same format, the 10-question SurveyMonkey format, and Stephanie and I will work on that. This is going to be a bigger, broader cross-section of demographics. Let me ask you this, John, because I've never collated a SurveyMonkey response. How will that come in? How will those responses come in?
Well, they'll be collated and it'll be easy to understand it. And probably not answer your question, but it's fairly easy to figure things out based on SurveyMonkey. They make it really easy.
Right. So all the responses are going to come to the SurveyMonkey account. Okay.
Right.
All right. Good. Okay. All right. So we're good. And Steph, you and I will work on those 10 questions. Okay. And I got to tell you, John, I really like the grid on the business community one. You might want to send the committee the SurveyMonkey too. Okay.
Can do.
So they can see how it finally wrapped up, how it finally came to be. There's a grid on one of the questions that when I told a couple of people about, we were going to ask them for their input on what they thought was important or extremely important. They really liked it. They liked that idea a lot. So I think that'll work well with the community survey as well. All right, are there any questions about that at this point? Again, we have to work on dates, Mary, and we do now we'll have the email account set up. And it's not anything that I think any of us are going to have to solicit in, contacts, because we all have contacts from our other databases that we use. So this will probably be an easier thing to do. And I did say last month that I'll contact Ian at the school's superintendent to see if we can do some kind of link with the parent newsletters as well. Okay. Anything else on that? Okay, can we move on to our search for a consultant for a possible feasibility study? We decided last month that we were going to move forward. We projected a timeline that will hopefully be one we can adhere to. And the first thing that we would probably anticipate doing, obviously, is putting an ad in the New London Day and posting that same information on the town's 2 websites to solicit interest. Okay, this is only the initial soliciting interest for someone who might want to do a study. And we're also going to provide them with information that we've already collected. I met with Ken and Russell, who were incredibly helpful based on the experience they have now as construction management teams and also architecture, about how they've had to navigate this new world with COVID. And one of the concerns I had when we start this process is how to create a walkthrough for the center. And they gave me a wonderful suggestion, which is that we don't need to really bring anybody into the building if we archive the plans that I already have had created as a PDF. And when I copy that facility audit into the Excel spreadsheet, I can add that to the archive, and then we can add whatever survey data that we created in it as well. So sometime late March or mid-March, I anticipate doing an exterior walkthrough with whoever responds. And I've already contacted the New London Day, the person in charge of doing legal notices. He and I are going to have a chat about how to put this together. But can you advise maybe keeping it a small ad, which I also have been advised by others, and also Mark Sirachi, he's the New London Day guy, gave me the range of expenses for an ad from 100, he said probably from about $100 to $600 for the ad. And deadlines are easy. The day before by 3 o'clock. And we'll anticipate putting that ad in on a Thursday or a Friday of the week, not on the weekend.
If I make one suggestion, one thing that we've had happen a lot on RFPs in 2020, and we have found it amazingly helpful, is we've gotten videos from directors and or very short sort of tour of the facility.
Right.
And if Stephanie were up for it, it would be really great if she just kind of walked through. If you can do it on the phone, John probably has the ways to do it, but just walk through and you can just kind of introduce yourself and then take the camera off yourself and just walk through and just very quickly make it 10 minutes and just say, this is what we do in this room and this is what we do in that room. And then put it into the upload, and just, that is so much information in 10 minutes from the leadership of the organization. It's nothing we could ever get by just asking questions. So,
Steph?
Can I ask you a question, Russell, about that?
yeah.
I don't know if my phone would take 10 minutes of video.
Well, I'll let John knows, he probably knows more, give you some hints on how to do that, but it doesn't have to be sophisticated.
Yeah, I don't mind doing it at all, as long as I know. I mean, I know I can take video with my phone, but I don't know if I can get even close to 10.
Yeah, but they mostly, people just use their iPhones, but you can use anything. Just a very quick, and it's a one-person thing. If you can handhold it, you don't have to have multiple people.
Oh yeah, I figured that. Now you want everything? Like, I mean, you want even the bathrooms, or just?
I would do just a very quick tour. It's not a very big building, and just say, this is, these are the offices, and there's a bathroom, and you don't have to show every nook and cranny, but just kind of give people, and just your normal process of walking through will give an idea to the architects, how big the space is and
what it is right now before we do anything.
Right. Obviously, the winning bidder is going to get much more of a tour, but it gives them an idea of putting together a proposal. Yep.
John, maybe we can connect at some point about.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Hey, whoa, guys, Steph, we'll talk about it. And
Yeah, that's what I know. That's what I just said.
Talk about it and get it together.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. Yeah, don't worry. You can do it. Okay. All right. Let's see. In terms of the RFP, we're still working on one. And Russell, I did get your input to edit and revise, and I think that those were really good suggestions. And we can work on still in the next couple of weeks. All right. My question is, do we need to have that solidified by the time we do the ad? Do we need to have that RFP done? Russ?
Sorry. Well, I think you have to have it done by the time you're releasing it. So that's all. I don't think the ad, Ken knows. I'll rely on Ken more because he's done that thing. But I mean, you're putting the ad in, and then there's a release date of the information.
Okay.
Right? So that's when you have to have the RFP.
Yeah. Not having done that before, I'm trying to figure out the sequence of events. Okay, so I will talk to you guys about that, and we'll figure that out. Yeah, right. Okay, let's see. Oh, and what I want to do, John, for Lyme, but also for Old Lyme, whoever does your IT work, I'd like to make sure that we have those uploads available on both towns' web pages. So, so that way we can let anybody know who contacts us that needs that information. We can actually steer them to those sites that they can go on. Okay, is that possible?
I think so, yeah. I'm
Okay.
a little unsure what it's going to look like and where it would be.
Yeah, no, I already have the PDF of the plans. Mark Whalen was good enough to scan the blueprints. He organized them better than they were, and he scanned them and put them into a nice PDF format. I already have that. I'll have the facilities audit done. I'll do it in the next couple of days. I mean, we'll get this together, but I just want to make sure that we have it in a place where if we're asked where it is, I'm trying to prevent people from walking into either town hall or trying to make appointments during COVID.
Okay.
So yeah, the idea of having that archive is to keep people safe.
Got it.
For the most part. Okay. All right, is anybody?
Jerry, I think you could have the RFP sent to Michelle Noran, and then she can put it up on the web concurrent with the ad. That would be good.
Do we have to have the RFP at the same time as the ad or just by the release date?
Well, then, a day or so, just so it's there.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if someone wants to look at it and, maybe they don't get the paper and they can find it on the town web, something like that.
Sure. And I actually left a message for this afternoon to call me about the IT stuff. So I will add that into that. Thank you, Tim. Okay. Anything else? Does anyone have anything else they want to talk about? Any other new business that you want to bring up? So we're in the middle of doing a few things now, and really good suggestions. And I think we're really on target to kick this process off. Does anyone have anything they'd like to add?
Are there any, like Skip might know this, but are there any local builders that we might want to make sure they're aware of it, just out of a courtesy, that we think are particularly good builders?
At this point, it's, Tim, this is Ken. It's really for the architects to do a study. We're not looking to build anything at this point in time. It's just a study of what we're going to be doing and how we're going to look out, 20, 30 years from now. If you remember what we did for the library, we had a study come in and analyze what we're going to do, how they're functioning, and what changes and modifications they need to better serve the community. So that's what it is right now. There's no building. There's nothing like that. Nope.
And I suppose that these surveys that we're doing, they should be some good raw materials to help focus what people think are important.
Yeah.
I guess the business survey, I don't know if that'll turn around quickly enough to be a part of the information.
Well, you don't need that information right away, Tim. That's great information after whoever we select that has them to work on the design and what's going to be needed. So, that stuff, you easily give it to whoever the selected firm is.
Yeah.
Yeah, what we originally decided that we wanted to do was to try to gather as much data as possible to assist whoever we hired and maybe even defray costs a little bit if possible. Okay, that was the intent from the beginning. Okay. Is that okay, Tim?
Yes.
Okay, all right. All right, anybody have any other comments they'd like to make or questions, things that you need to bring up? All right. Okay, so we don't have any members of the public, even though I thought there was one. So I think we have no public comment. Our next meeting will be next month, but I will be emailing and calling you if necessary for other things. And we will see each other in March again on this platform. So can I entertain a motion for adjournment?
Jerry, I just want to mention the Board of Finance met last night. I briefed them what was happening and they seem to be comfortable with the way it's going. We're having a selectmen's meeting on Monday. And I'll just update the board in case they're not aware of it, what the plan is and the timing and so forth for these short-term steps.
Yeah, good, great, thanks, Tim. And I will continue to send all the boards updates, okay, along the way, so that nobody is in the dark about what we're doing. Like, our commitment from the beginning was to be as transparent as possible, okay? Great, thank you. All right, any other comments? Motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Russ? Okay.
I'll second it.
Who was the first voice?
I think Ken was.
Oh.
It was Ken?
Yeah.
All right, you guys can do it. I'll get it.
All right. I'm gonna put Ken and Russ together. Dynamic duo there. Okay. All right. All those in favor to adjourn?
Aye.
Scream. Okay. All right. It's good to see your faces. It's always good to see you. So I will see you next month and we will be in touch between now and then. Okay.
Thank you.
Have a good night and
Fox.
great weekend. Stay safe, stay warm.
Yeah.